Every camping setup needs three things to really work: a place to sleep, a place to store things, and a place to cook. And this video takes care of that last one, while also poking at the second one. My last cooking setup was all over the place, and it was one of the reasons for building this camper conversion in the first place. A container here, a pot set there, a canvas tote way up here. Getting things I needed while I cooked was a nightmare. That's why this part of the build is so much more than convenience. It's peace of mind. The goal of this checkbox is to be freestanding but also compact. To do that, it requires a cover that doubles as the base in which the box inside can sit on. Before the base can be built though, the box itself must be assembled. I've learned a lot about the flow of woodworking in this project and how things can fall into a bit of a trance. Measured the wood, cut the wood, assemble the wood, over, and over, and over again. In order to countersink the heads of the screws, I use a bigger drill bit in order to get the screw head further into the wood. Once the box had taken shape, the shelves could be made. To save some time, I cut all the wood off camera. To assemble the shelves and dividers, I had this plan to secure the divider to the shelf underneath it, which made mounting the shelves to the box much easier. Somehow, my dividers were a touch too short, leaving this gap above the top divider. I solved that issue by gluing this scrap piece of wood on top that was the perfect height. After that, I could mount the top of the box on. I also drilled these holes in the side with a hole saw and rounded them off with my router. They aren't perfect, but they won't cut up my hands, so that's a win. I got a little tired of filming the process since this was about 6 weeks into this entire camper project, so I built the entire cover/base off camera. It's made out of a few panels for the front, sides, and top, which is inset a little bit to secure the box on top of it when in use. I also put black handles on the side for lifting purposes. The back is open with a couple of supports to allow the cover to slightly flex when closing over the box. This is to show you what the chuck box looks like in cooking mode. I didn't record it, but the stove stores in the bottom compartment, and then when it needs to be used, it sits on top of everything else at the perfect cooking height. This is the process of closing it up. Everything is a pretty snug fit, and it could have had slightly better clearance, but the result works. To secure the box and cover together, I used this black nylon strap. 2 would probably be better than 1, but this holds it all together just fine. I cut the strap shorter so it wouldn't have a bunch of extra to deal with. With the box complete, it was time to put it in the car with everything else, but there was a problem. So it looks like that, unfortunately, with the chuck box on top of our drawer box, they don't actually fit. Well, the hatch won't close, is what I should say. They don't fit, but the hatch also doesn't close. Now, most people would probably say in this situation, oh, just make the chuck box angled, put a little angle to it, and then it'll close no problem. The issue is that I would need to take off a significant amount of this box in order to make it shut the way that it is, and really cutting the box is a non-negotiable because this is the perfect size to put my Coleman stove right on top of it. So I can't modify this at all. These things happen. I knew at some point I would run into some sort of issue when it came to measuring things and putting things in. I did measure from the floor to the ceiling, but I didn't consider the fact that the floor comes out further than the ceiling of the car. So my plan is to actually take out the drawer box. Since the drawer box didn't work out anyway, it only makes sense to do that. And we'll lower the chuck box down, and we'll see how it fits then. I think it'll fit. This chuck box is shorter than this piece here, so I think it'll fit. We'll see. Let's find out. Removing the drawer box meant a bit of disassembly, but I will put this back in the build some way later. I just don't have the time to do it right now. So I made a couple changes to get everything to work. First thing I did was I slid the cooler shelf and my cubbies forward, probably about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch to 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, something like that. And then I moved the chuck box forward as well, so that helps, but it still wasn't quite enough, so I had to sand down this edge. Literally, it's like one spot on the hatch that hits right against this corner. Now that it's a 45-degree corner, it fits just fine. I will kind of neaten this up before I polyurethane the box, but in the meantime, this will do. I'll probably also do a 45-degree angle on the other side just to keep everything matched up. I had to do the same thing when I built the old kitchen. Just fitting a square box in a round container just doesn't work as well as you think it would. But everything else fits, and I'll show you. The hatch closes just fine. Yeah, it moves the box around a little bit. I can just close the hatch more gently, and it would be fine. But everything fits how it should, which is great, I guess. This wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but it's pretty much how things are going to have to be. So, where do we stand now on everything? So, you may notice that things look quite a bit different than where we left them last. It's actually been about 2 to 3 weeks now since I last filmed anything for this. In fact, I've already been to Overland Expo East to test this out. I carpeted all of the flooring, and I spar urethaned any of the exposed wood, and I'll be honest, I don't like it. Honestly, I don't hate everything. The sleeping platform was fantastic. I got the best sleep I have in my life for like the last 2 years, so I was very happy to have that. The biggest issue I think I encountered while using this was, of course, the chuck box, which I didn't even really get to use. I was invited down to Overland Expo East by Subaru, and they basically made food for us every day, so I had no reason to use my camp kitchen. I did set it up, though, and this pretty much has the opposite problem that the old drawer system did. This chuck box is really great for storage, where the old drawer system was not. However, this isn't as great as I thought it would be for actual use. like the original drawer system was, although the original drawer system's usability is also debatable. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board with this. I'm actually thinking of replacing this. I think the problem that I had is that I was kind of building this out for what I ultimately wanted rather than building in terms of use within the space. If I did things a little bit more based around that and based around space, I think it would have gone 10 times better in the long run. But that's, we live and we learn. That's the entire learning process and things like this. And I'm the type of person where I can't really think of everything when I'm building something. I kind of have to build the thing first and then sort of figure out from there, here's what worked and here's what didn't work. And this didn't really work. Sling platform, though, fantastic. Cubbies, not so much. And also the cooler shelf needs improvement as well. So honestly, this entire base camp side needs a bit of improvement. I'll probably come back to this setup come springtime. Hopefully the weather cooperates and I can start working on it again in March. I don't want to have to wait till May like I did this past year with the wilderness. So I want to do it sooner rather than later. But I've rambled on for long enough. If you've enjoyed this series thus far, let me know down in the comments what you thought about all of this and all that I've done. Maybe even suggest improvements that I could do in the long run. Noise is also still an issue, by the way, with exhaust, but I have to replace my exhaust. So I'm hoping that might help at least somewhat. I'm still imagining I'll have to do some soundproofing later, but in the meantime, we'll leave it as is, and I'll leave a playlist up for the entire series if this is the first episode in the series that you're watching, as well as some other videos for you to check out.